Hi, my name is Adrien Prouty and I am studying environmental studies. Today I'll be sitting down with astronaut Suni Williams. I was curious to know how seeing the Earth from space changed her perspective on the work that she did from space and the life that she lives now once she's back on the planet. Thank you for watching the premiere of Season 2 of Down to Earth. Follow along for more episodes. So I have a few questions, as you might guess. And to start with, I'd like to know, what is one thing about living and working in space that most people who have never been to space might not know about or understand?
Well, that's a good question, and I'm not just saying that to fill time. There's a whole bunch of interesting things to talk about. I think probably people think it's pretty nice that you can go and float around up there. But that has some consequences to it, of course. I think our bodies need to adapt to going to space. The initial getting to space, whoa, it's a big adaptation, but you feel like we're there. Okay, so now I can float around. Okay, maybe I'm a little clumsy. But I think what people don't recognize is your whole being starts to adapt, and it does take time. Folks had said in the past that maybe a month. I didn't believe it. I think most people don't believe it, but you can really see how people become so natural up in space after about a month and how smoothly they fly. And actually how that translated to me as a reality, it was like, I don't know what it would be like to walk. When I was up there, through the center of the stack, there was a module that went down, and that was essentially our closet, but it was pretty deep. It was probably like 30 feet down, and I'd float right over it, and I was thinking to myself, I don't even think twice about this. Like, if I was walking, I'd be like, oh, what do I have to do here? And I actually sort of forgot what it was like to walk around. That your body, your brain, your body can all just sort of live or change to the environment that you're in. I thought that was pretty fascinating.
That does. It reminds me of the videos that you can see of astronauts when they come back and they're holding something and let go, and then it just falls.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's always
one time, and then you go, okay, I got it. Now gravity is back. Yeah.
Yes. It also reminds me of if you're ever on a boat for an extended period and you get back on land and then you have the sea legs.
Yep, exactly.
Would you say that, or was there something else that was the biggest adjustment for you in space?
I think that was the biggest. I think a close second is losing things. I think one of the most annoying things is when you think just for a second, you just let something go. It's just gonna be there for just a second, and you turn around and some air current takes it, and you'll see a lot of video of people doing this. And that's because they're looking for something, and that's, I think, one of the most annoying things about being in space. And so good pants, or good flight suit like this with lots of pockets is really beneficial.
What is it like once you're in orbit, seeing Earth from the first time from so far away?
Ridiculous. It's awesome. I was actually on the middeck of the space shuttle Discovery that took me up there, and I was working in, we got to space, and things start floating, and that was fun, and I'm chuckling about that. And the commander and the pilot up in the front seats of the shuttle, the commander said, Sunny, come on up. And so I flew up there, and he gave me my little wings, and what was more impressive, I was like, oh, that's nice, but looking out the window, I was like, oh my God, there's Earth, and it's round. It's like they were right. It's super cool, and it's just seeing that planet, in that view is just amazing, and you just can't get sick of it. Every opportunity, I think everybody has who lives on the International Space Station. We have this amazing cupola window now. We have 2 windows that look out by the gem, so you could see the curvature of the Earth from those 2 venues, and it's just compelling. I mean, you can spend all day sitting there watching our planet. Another transition, sort of like your body adapting. Initially, I was always trying to find places that I knew, of course, like Houston, or where I grew up in Massachusetts, or where my dad was from in India, highlighting little pieces and parts of the Earth for the people, which is, of course, very important. Mm-hmm. But after time, I think I started getting more joy out of looking at our planet as a planet. Like watching algae blooms, and all of a sudden in the ocean someplace there's this huge, amazing blue spot, or how the ice forms and flows up in the North Atlantic with swirls, or how the clouds are moving. That was another transition. You look at it like it's a living system. The environment is absolutely living. The oceans are living. It's all changing right below you. It seems like, as we sit here on Earth, we don't see all that happening, but when you look at it from that, macro perspective, finally, it took a little while, but that's how I viewed Earth. It's a pretty cool planet.
And I'm sure it's even more because it's not just the still picture, you're watching it just like grow and transform right in front of you.
Right in front of you, yeah.
Before you saw it from that perspective, did you have any expectations about what you were going to see?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was, whenever I would get a little bit bummed out here for some whatever reason, missing my family or whatever, I would take a little trek over to Space Center Houston and watch an IMAX movie and go, wow, there's some pretty cool views, but it doesn't even do it justice. I mean, it gave you a foundation, a baseline of what you might see, but when you actually see it for your own two eyes, one of the reasons I feel like everybody on this planet needs to take a lap around our planet. Go to space, take a lap, and just look out the window, come back, it'll change your view of things, your perspective.
Subscribe for more space.